Hello guys, welcome back to Working with Niko. It's been a while. My last video was my fishing trip to Stord Island 2 or 3 months ago, and it's been quite silent for me on this channel for a while. I did explain that in a short video last week, but for all of you that didn't see that, it all has to do with my Trigeminal Neuralgia and the face pain condition that I have. It's been some tough months, a tough year. Today I feel rather fine as far as right now goes, and I'm gonna start to switch out some brake discs and brake pads on the Mitsubishi. I have spoken a lot about the Mazda that sits out there. I did try, but as long as the engine is in the car and you have to kind of bend over a lot to get down to the head gasket and stuff, it was too hard for my back because, well, I've been sitting still a lot this last year, and I realized it was too hard for me to do that. If I could have the engine out in some way, I probably would have been able to do it, but I decided to put that off to a school where I teach mechanics and let them take it, because putting the Mazda in a regular garage would cost way too much for me to defend the costs, really. Almost half of the car's worth, and I don't have that money right now. So that Mazda is probably gonna take another 6 months before it's back on the road, but it is what it is. In the meantime, I have to deal with this car right here. That's the Mitsubishi Lancer. You might have seen me changing the shock absorber on this side before, and now the brake discs are wobbling in the front. I ordered parts, discs and pads, and also a new stabilizer rod, because if you remember, that one was broken on the right side. I haven't changed it, so I'm not telling you to do the same. It works out all right. We've been driving this car a lot and it hasn't been any problem, but I wouldn't recommend it still. But I have ordered new parts for that as well, so I'm gonna change that out as long as the parts are right. And I also have the shock absorber for the left side, which also should have been changed when I changed the right one. But at the moment it was winter, it was cold, and I was in a terrible shape, so I did what I had to do and left it there. So I'm gonna see if I can find the other shock absorber, because they came in pairs, so I got it somewhere. But if the first and foremost, the most important things, and I need to do this in order in case my pain attacks comes back and I have to abort the mission. I'm going to start with the brake discs and pads, and then I will switch to whatever else needed to be done. I also have to look in the engine. I have engine code. I don't know what it is because I don't have a diagnostic apparatus to find out, but I'm going to check air filters and stuff like that just to see if anything is clogged, see if I can get rid of that orange light, engine light. But first we're gonna take a look at the brake discs. I also suspect, I haven't verified it yet, that I might need to change something in the rear compartment and order new brake pads for the rear wheels as well. But it's kind of hard to tell actually when I'm driving this car. And the disc feels quite alright. I guess. So I'm hoping I don't have to change the discs on that as well. But I'm gonna check on that when I'm done doing the front end. That will be another video anyway, because I need to order the parts. I guess those are the brake pads. Okay, came with 4 brake pads in one box. Maybe I bought too many. It came in a set of pairs, and I bought 2 pairs. And those little clips. There's only 2 of those. But well, if you're lucky, they use the same brake pads in the rear. So I didn't waste too much money. Probably the stabilizer rods. Yep. Need one of those for now. Put that on here. Here's brake discs. Brand new brake discs. I'm just gonna let it sit there right now. It's gonna be a while before I'm ready to put them on. Let's see if we can do something about this one. Feels like it's never been out. I'm gonna find something to extend this one to get more power. I don't want that to happen. It's getting round. That's bad. That's really bad. Well, what do you know? I haven't had to start with this, because that will only loosen the grip part of the caliper. I also need to take out that one. Don't know if you see it that well. And this one down here. Then we can take the whole clog off And maybe, just maybe, we can be able to take out the old pads and remove them without losing too much on this one. There's a little hope. Then I wonder what size is this. I have a 15mm here. It's definitely not that. Could be 17. 17 it is. Let's hope this not is. Let's hope that this one ain't round. Things are really stuck on this one. It was also when I changed the shock absorber, things were really sitting, but I did get it out, so I'm not giving up yet. Well, of course, the battery died on me just when I got this loose. And it didn't break. That's the best part. Come on, old man. Let's see if I can figure this out. There it is. So here we have the other one. Very easy to get to. I'll probably see it as hard as that. This would be much easier to do if I had a lift. I was able to get a car high up and all that. Well, I don't have any of that. Ah, yes. Some movement. Let's get rid of one extension. Come on. That's what the doctor ordered. Where did I put my... There it is. Now that we got some movement, I can hopefully get it out quite quick. Oh, it got out. Great. It's easy as that. You first get this one out, break this, comes straight off. So now what I want to do is to clean up a little bit. in here as much as possible. That doesn't look right. That looks a little better. So we know it fits. And just to be sure, we're going to compare it with this one. Like this. It's the same size and all. So I managed to get the right parts. That's a good thing. And that goes in here. I need to push back the brakes a little bit. No, it won't fit over the brake disc. I want to try just to bend it with this one. I got it lodged in the hole down there. I'm just trying to manhandle it. Hopefully we can get it on here. Nope. Needs to come back even more. I'm starting to wonder if there's a difference between those two. Not that I can see. Nope. I know it makes a lot of sounds when I move the camera around. This is the problem. It sticks too far out. And it's going all the way into there, so there's no room to push it further back. Come further out. This one is attached to this one, so I need to adjust this one, which I couldn't turn around in the first place. To adjust the spacing. This should be, however, self-adjusting to a certain degree. So if I can make a push point here and try to force this further out, that's what needs to happen. Definitely. Learning as I'm going. Let's flood this with WD-40 on both sides. Rub lubrication. Let's see if it's possible to move this at all. Maybe I need to whack it with a hammer to loosen it up. Of course, that means knocking it the wrong way. Put that there. This one here. Start twisting. Maybe that will do the trick. I don't know. It's not the best grip in this one. That's kind of come loose. I don't want to heat it because of that rubber gasket there, or that. But there's probably a lot of stuff in there already. Maybe it just suddenly pops and it comes loose. I don't know. Well, we brought some tension to it. Let's see if we can help with some pushing here. Well, I decided to mount it back on without a brake disc just to get it firm and sturdy so I could work better on it. And I mounted one bolt, and now I can't find the other bolt. The bolt that I had literally 1 minute ago. It's vanished into thin air, and I lifted and checked every possible way, and I just can't find that bolt. I went through all of this before now I see it. There it is. Sometimes it helps just to put on the camera. So this goes back in down here. Let's see if I can't manage to thread the thing. There. Like this. That should probably do it. Let's see if I can work to push that gap together to get enough gap to in here to put the disc on. Then of course it needs to come off again so I can put the disc on, but well, at least we have some tension here. Maybe whack it with a hammer when we have some tension. Nope. Maybe get in here. I just put an old disc back in, old pad back in because it's worn down a little bit more, so it should fit. It got plenty of brake wear still. That could be a solution. Not very keen to do that though. I'm also keen to have this adjustment to work. And I got 3 days to figure it out before my wife needs the car again. Alright, I got new disc on, but new disc wasn't, well, it was very much needed, so that's a win. But I couldn't get the new brake pads on, so I used the old one. Just put them back in there. I probably should have changed the caliper, but that's not going to happen now, and I need a car. But when I have this wheel off, I'm gonna find a grinder, grind this off, and get this new bar in. There we go. I probably could have pressed on for an hour or two, or maybe more, but I need to find my limits. I need to accept that I have limits, and that's why I'm gonna tighten up this side, finish this side completely, and then do the other side of the car tomorrow. But it was alright to take that rod when we had the wheel off here, so I didn't have to take that back off. Then I can move the car a little bit further here, so I have more room to work on the other side, and I can at least get the discs changed tomorrow. And if I have the same problem with the caliper, and those brakes look the same, the brake shoes, I'm just going to use the old brake shoes. Then I'm going to take off on the rear end to see the condition on those brakes, and if those brake shoes are the same and those are worn out, maybe I can fit those into the backside. I don't know. I have never looked at the brakes on the rear end before, so I just need to check it out. And I will see quite fast. I'm gonna check on the discs, the brand new discs, to see if those start to scrape. I need to order new calipers, but I really don't want to do that. I don't want to put a lot of money into this car. It's gonna last 6 or 7 months more, probably, and after that I'm gonna sell it for scrap or parts or whatever. Yeah, let's do this. Day 2 of fixing the Mitsubishi Lancer. I'm not gonna fix all of it, obviously. I've been doing some thinking over the night, and than today, and the conclusion is I don't know. One thing I know for sure, I'm gonna replace the other brake disc because I had this for a little test drive yesterday after I finished up all the things, and it was still wobbly, so I need to switch out that brake disc. There are some scraping sounds, and some of it I think comes from that caliper on the right side, the one that we had off. So I probably need to buy a new caliper. Also, I didn't have the best morning. I woke up with facial pain that was beyond this earth. It was terrible, and I needed 2 hours from I woke up until I finally could get out of bed. So I'm not having my best day at all. Maybe I worked a little bit too much yesterday, but it's kind of hard to know when enough is enough. So I just need to try. So I see I need to park the car a little bit more over here so I can have more room to work there. So let's jack up this car and replace that brake disc. I'll see what I do from there. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna try to push here to see if this slider moves before I release the caliper. Of course, it needs to come off anyway. Yeah, this moves rather good. I can see movements right away when I twist here. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I could see there it started to slide, at least in the start. It gets heavier, but that's probably all right. I don't know the condition of the discs or the pads here. The disc itself doesn't look bad at all. It's some grooves here, but nothing really special. But since I have this wobbling when I'm braking, I'm gonna take it out and change it anyway. This whole brake shield is a joke, that's for certain. It doesn't look like this is wobbly, but I can't see anything, at least. It doesn't look bad at all. The brake pads. Seems like there's plenty brake left on this side as well, so I don't even want to bother trying to fit a new brake pad, which makes this job a lot easier and a lot quicker on this side. Knew this coming through. I know what I said. I was supposed to change the shock absorber as well. This is not the day for it. So that's probably going to be another video. It's worked all right. And at least I have this. The receiver rod is not broken. So all in all, the car hopefully it will be a little bit better than it was. But as long as I keep hearing scratching noises from the brakes at the rear end, I'm not going to be satisfied. But there's only so much I can endure. And as I said, this morning and this day is one of the bad days, really. I'm just forcing myself here because at least it will be a little bit safer to drive. Most of the brake power goes to the front end anyway, so I don't want my wife to drive off the road because of bad brakes. So now we got both the discs changed out in the front end. Just look how spacious this is compared to the Mazda. In the Mazda you can barely get a hand down here, and there's almost no room for anything, and back here you have enormous space compared to the Mazda. So I guess this is a much easier engine to work on. But let's check. Stand there. That's some dust here. Looks all right on this side. See what's happened if we just there's some dust coming out. All in all, well, is it dust or is it just some kind of treads to pick up dust? It doesn't look that bad really. On the inside it's just fine. So maybe I need to change it, maybe not. Those two were laying loose in the heater housing. I suspect they belong down. Well, I didn't think it helped, but engine light did disappear, so that's a good thing. Maybe it was those small plastic bits in there. I don't know. Well, let's just... I don't know much about mechanics, but I know when you had a caliper off, you need to push the brakes a lot, because I expanded the gap to get the caliper back on the disc. I'm just giving it a lot of pumps to allow it to reset itself. Here we go. Let's put on my seatbelt. Like this. This is a manual drive, so it'll be hard to change gear and steer and everything at once, but we'll try it. Just take it up to second gear. To exceed the speed limit too much, but this, it seems like, at least right now, that, let me take out the windows, like some of the wobbling disappeared. That's a good thing. Maybe not entirely. I'm gonna take it up to speed when I get down on the main road. Try to brake at higher speeds. To fifth gear, skipping forward. So this is 70 kilometers or so. That's, oh, that's great. No wobbling. No cars behind me, so I can do some brake testing. Oh, that's a major difference. I can't feel any wobbling in the steering wheel at all. So at least now I know that changing the disc was a success. So that's a great thing, and there's no scratch sounds from the front discs or anything like that. So it was not a big deal to keep those brake pads under as well. That's a relief. I'm just gonna use the opportunity when I'm in the car, buy me something to drink, and yeah, I think that will be all for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. If you're with me so far, remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to be more frequent with the video to come, but I can't promise anything. But I have some things that I really much would like could do before snow comes. So that's still some months though, but you'll never know up here. So and I might have an excavator project on my hands, but I'm not sure about that either. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.